Make blocks. Make blocks are custom blocks that you can create yourself, which will do whatever you want it to do, and you can use it anywhere in your program multiple times. These are very essential tools that are going to make your programs really easy, really efficient, and make them look really good. So to make blocks, you come to your Scratch window, go to this section where you can see My Blocks, click on Make a Block, and here you can start making your own custom block. You can name it whatever you want. Let's make a simple block for ourselves where we square a number. So what is square of a number for people who don't know? It's the number multiplied by itself. The square of 2 is 4, the square of 3 is 3 times 3, which is 9, and so on. So let's make something simple where we square a number in this custom function. So you can name your own block. So let's name it the square function. Okay. You can add variables to this. So you can see these three boxes over here. So the first box allows you to add a number or a text input. The second one allows you to add a Boolean input, which is a true or false value. That is, you insert a certain condition in there. And the third one is for labels, which you can add a label over there. You normally wouldn't use it for any of the programs. I'll use it for adding simple inputs like a number or a text. You can click on this, you can add multiple inputs, and you can remove them as well by clicking on this icon. You can click on this and click on this icon again. To square a number, we only need one input, so I'll just do that. You can also name this input as something. Let's call it num. And when I click OK, you get a box like this, and you get your function over here. So anytime you need to call your function, you can just use this block. The define block, as this is called, is where you define your function. So whatever you put inside this function is going to execute that. So to square a number, we use the multiplication operator, where we just like multiply the number by itself. You can use this thing like by just dragging it out and placing it here. This is the variable that you'll be using. And you can create multiple of them, and when you don't need them, just drag and drop them here. So you can do anything with this block. You can just say what the square of a number is, or let me just use say for 2 seconds, and that's it. You just made your own block. So now to use my block, I'll just drag this out, and I can type in any number inside. Say I type in 6, and I click on this. Now my sprite says 36, which is the square of 6. You can also use the join operator. Um, I'm going to use multiple joins. And let me say the square of number is, always remember to put these spaces where you need them to. And I'll put in this function. So this is inside the define block now. So when I click on this, it says the square of 6 is 36. I'll just increase this time so you guys can see it properly. You can also use it multiple times. You can drag multiple of them. So square of 3, which is 9, square of 10, which is 100. Let's also make another function. So just go here, click on make a block. You can make a random function, and you can add two inputs. Let's name them A and B. So we can place our define block somewhere else, and we'll use a random block now. Here you can just define it as something that picks a random between two numbers, and let's say it. So using this function, the sprite is going to say a random number between A and B. So I'm going to choose this again, and I'll insert 1 and 5. So now it's going to pick a random number between 1 and 5. I click on this, it says 3. This value is going to change because it's going to pick a new random number every time. So when I click on this again, it's going to say 2. And again, it's going to say 4, and so on. You can also change this to make it any two numbers. You can make it between 50 and 100, and 97, 85, and so on. So I hope this explains how maker functions work and how you can use them, and you can change this to make the sprite do whatever what you want with these variables.